and I'm gonna do a book reading on the 12 laws of karma. And what do you guys have to know? God, let those who have ears let them hear. I've been doing a lot of studying on 12 laws of karma for like 3 years on why things you are receiving. Why you receiving certain things. And this is what God wanted me to tell you guys was it's your attentions. Sometimes you're reaping the benefits off the attention. You reap what you sow. So we're gonna go also into the biblical teaching as well, because I know God don't move as karma, but it's the seeds that you are planting on this earth, and that's the reason why you're receiving everything that you're looking for. And then we're gonna talk about the 12 signs you have a telepathic connection with someone and how to recognize this rare phenomenal thing. So we're gonna talk about more about 12 laws of karma right now and which ones that connect to you. The law of cause and effect, and the law of creation, and the law of humility, the law of growth, and the law of responsibility, the law of connection, the law of focus, and the law of giving and hospitality, the law of here and now, and the law of change, and the law of patience and reward. So, and then the video that I made was changing your mind, be renewed, be renewed. God said, do not be conformed by this world, but renewed by the mind and the spirit that you carry. So being renewed meaning you're being renewed. Romans 12:2. Be renewed by your mind. So it's like creating something new within your spirit, transforming, evolving, get closer to what God wants you to have in your life. So we're gonna do 12 laws of karma. So the 11th law was the law of patience and reward. And the 12th law is the law of significance and inspiration, changing karma conclusion, and the list of 12 laws of karma about art. So it's basically talking about the connections on the law of giving, the law of humility. And God is trying to tell you guys something with this. He said most people have a basic concept of karma. For example, you may have heard the phrase, what goes around comes around. Maybe you have the intuition that we get what we deserve in life. But what are the laws of karma, and what should you do to make sure you don't attract bad karma? If you look at karma as what goes around comes around, you are missing out. In fact, 12 laws of karma are the guidelines for a better life. Once you know how each of the 12 laws of karma work, you can learn to live in a way that creates good karma in all areas of your life. It can help you in everything from your relationship to your career, in your financial situation, and your self-confidence. Whether you want to generate more positive energy or get rid of bad karma or curses. This book gives you a better sense of how to improve your karmic position. So let's talk about what is exactly is karma. The definition of karma may change depending on who you ask. Some stick to the traditional meaning of the Eastern religions, while others interpret it from a more Western perspective of good and bad. So God, hey, how are you? Please like and subscribe to this broadcast. And it said as a result, it can lead to different views on how karma applies to life. So get this book if y'all interested in the 12 laws of karma. And it said, for example, the Berkeley Center for Religion, Peace, and World Affairs at Georgetown University says that karma is the Hindu view of causality, in which good thoughts, actions, and words can produce beneficial effects. And it said, while bad thoughts, action, and words can lead to harmful effects. However, many experts like to see karma as more than just good or bad. According to Dr. Jennifer Rose, a licensed psychologist, karmas are the situation or interaction that help us achieve our ultimate purpose. So we get distracted and miss messages which make us believe we have a lot of bad karma. But those situations are simply signs for us to course correct and move forward towards our higher purposes. So the journey of life is not about perfection, but about destroying what we are not and becoming what we really are. So a specialist in meditation and mindfulness sees karma as a cycle of cause and effect related to actions rather than results. So some people is a cause and effect of what you're doing. It's like what you pour out here, you get back, and that's the cause and effect of what you are doing in your life. So karma is a philosophy of how we live, how to live our lives, so we can truly become the best version of ourselves and live the most fulfilling life we desire. And since it does not set the future in stone, says Patu, we can change our life through our current decision, thoughts, and action. Karma is a law of nature. Karma is the currency of your life. With karmic actions, you can buy and create all of your life experience, good and bad, pleasant and unpleasant. Karma is the law of cause and effect, according to which every person determines his own fates with his thoughts, words, and actions. Basically, if you push something and it moves, now expand this idea and realize that we make the entire universe up with the movements and reactions to movements. So if you reacting to something, you automatically allowing your anger to react. You're pouring more anger out into this universe. So that's what God basically saying. The more that you keep reacting to something, you're going to allow it to keep coming into your circumstances. And it's all about the intentions behind it. Your body gets created by the love making movements of your parent, then by the movement of the sperm into the egg. Okay, so we're going to talk about, okay, these are just introductions of it. So it's a, you can say that the universe works on the fuel of karma. As Newton's law of action says, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This is how karma works. A good way to understand in the complexities of karmic law is observe how karma is manifesting and around you. Life is living textbook on the laws of karma. You can observe how life so often creates exactly what you want or fear. Or fear. That's what it said. Baby, my head is not little. Or fear. Most notice how the most vehement prosecutor in any situation inevitably seem to become the prosecutor. See how your own good deeds can rejoice your heart and create an. I'm doing well. How are yourself? Please like and subscribe to this broadcast. And it says basically that prosecutors see how your own good deeds can rejoice your heart and create an opening for more goodness to come into your life. Even movie scripts and novels reflect an intuitive understanding of these laws as good defeats evil almost always, even if only moments before the final credit roll. So it said you already know the laws of karma. Basically, karma is a law of the universe like any other, but society has not understand it fully yet. So sometimes it uses as a joke, like in a haha. That must have been your karma. So we're gonna talk about karma. The what you put out here, you're going to get back. It's just the same way as the biblical teaching was teaching that what we put out here into this universe, we're gonna talk about telepathy too. I think it's in Galatian. You reap what you sow. You sow what you reap. Say you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. So whatever your intentions are, you're going to reap the benefit of that. And that's what God's saying, like you're going to reap the benefit of what your intentions are. It say Luke, okay. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one's sow, that it that we that will he also reap. So it also say Galatians 6 and 7. So 2 Corinthians 9 and 6 said the point is this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. So God is saying that whatever you are reaping in this life, you're gonna receive it. So do not be deceived. God is not mocked for whatever one sows. That will he also reap. For the one who sows to his own flesh will from the flesh reap corruptions, but the one who sows to the spirit will from the spirit reap eternal life. So whatever you are sowing into this universe, you're gonna reap what you get. So it's like whatever you're putting into God universe. So Luke 6 and 38 said, give and it will be given to you. Good measure pressed down, shaken together, running over will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. That's what God basically is saying. Whatever you are reaping, you're going to sow. God is saying that you're gonna reap what you're sowing. So let's talk about 12 signs you have telepathic connection with someone. I think I did a video on that already. You share dreams. One of the most common signs of having telepathic connection with someone is sharing dreams. You may find that you and the other person have similar dreams or dreamed about each other. It may feel like you are communicating with each other through your dreams. When you have telepathic communication with someone, you may also be able to influence each other's dreams. This means that you can send a message to the other person through your dreams or receive a message from them. So sharing dreams with someone can be a powerful experience and can deepen your connection with them. It can also be a sign that you have a strong bond with the other person, that your subconscious minds are synced. If you're experiencing shared dreams with someone, it's important to talk to them about it and explore what it could mean for you. That not all dreams are telepath in the nature. That there could be other explanation for your shared dreams. Instant understanding. Have you ever met someone and just immediately click with them? Like you've known them for years, even though it's your first time meeting? This is a strong indication of a telepathic communication connection. When you have telepathic connection with someone, you can often sense what they're thinking or feeling without them even having to say it. It's like you're on the same wavelength and you just understand each other. This instant understanding can be especially helpful in a relationship, and you and your partner can communicate without even speaking, which can lead to a deeper level of intimacy and connection. It's like you have your own secret language that only the two of you understand. So, however, instant understanding doesn't necessarily mean that you have a telepathic connection with someone. It could just be that you have similar personality or interesting. But if you could consistently experience this feeling with someone, it's worth exploring the possibility of a telepathic communication, connection, unspoken communication. Another sign that you have a telepathic connection with someone is the ability to communicate without speaking. This means that you and the other person can understand each other's thoughts and feelings without having to say anything out loud. You may have experienced this when you and the other person have a conversation, but you both, hey everybody, I know that we have to get back on this broadcast, but it just popped me off. I got popped off. It's an unspoken communication. Another sign that you have a telepathic connection with someone is the ability to communicate without speaking. This means that you and the other person can understand each other's thoughts and feelings without having to say anything out loud. You may have experienced this when you and the other person have a conversation, but you both know what the other is going to say before they even say it. This is because you are both picking up on each other's thoughts and emotions. Sometimes you may even finish each other's sentence or know what the other person is thinking without them having to say anything. This is a clear indication of a strong telepathic connection between the two of you. Unspoken communication doesn't mean that you can read each other's mind all the time. It's more about being able to sense what the other person is thinking or feeling in a particular moment. Emotional sync. Telepathic connections are not limited to the exchange of thought and ideas. It's also about the exchange of emotions. When you have a telepathic connection with someone, you may feel their emotion were as if they were on your own. This is known as an emotional sync. Emotional sync is an intense feeling that you share with someone. It is a strong bond that connects you to another person. When you have this connection, you can feel what the other person is thinking. I don't even know what's going on. This is known as the emotional sync. Emotional sync is a tense feeling that you share with someone. It is a strong bond that connects you to another person. When you have this connection, you can feel what the other person is feeling. This can be both a positive and negative experience. For instance, if the person you are connected to is feeling happy, you will feel happy too. Similarly, if they are feeling sad, you will feel sad as well. This is because you are emotionally synced with them. Emotional sync is not limited to just happy or sad emotions. It can also be experienced with other emotions such as anger, fear, and love. When you have a telepathic connection with someone, you can feel these emotions as if they were your own. Sudden thoughts, number 5. Have you ever experienced a sudden thought that seems to come out of nowhere and relates to someone you have a strong connection with? This could be a sign of telepathic communication. These thoughts may be about someone, something that the other person is currently experiencing or feeling, or they may be a message from them. You may feel a sudden urge to call or message them, only to find out that they were thinking about the same thing. It's important to pay attention to these sudden thoughts and not dismiss them as mere coincidence. They could be a sign that you have a telepathic communicate connection with someone. Try to explore this connection and see where takes you. Remember, telepathic communication is a natural ability that we all have. It just takes practice and awareness to develop it. So if you experience sudden thoughts about someone, don't be afraid to embrace it and see where it leads you. Physical sensation. When you have this number 6, when you have a telepathic connection with someone, you may experience physical sensations that are not easily explained. These sensations can range from tingling in your body to a sudden rush of energy. You may feel a strong connection to the person even when you're not physically near them. You may also feel their emotions as if they were your own. This can be overwhelming at times, but it is a sign that your telepathic connection is strong. Some people also report feeling a sense of pressure or heaviness in their head when they are communicating telepathically. This is a normal sensation and is nothing to be concerned about. Not everyone experiences physical sensation when they have a telepathic connection with someone. However, if you do experience these sensations, it is a sign that your telepathic connection is strong and should be nurtured. Number 7, strong intuition. If you have a telepathic connection with someone, you may find that your intuition is heightened when it comes to that person. Your gut feeling about them is often spot on. And you may even be able to predict their thoughts or actions before they happen. This strong intuition can be as a result of the deep connection you share with them. You may be able to sense their emotions and feelings even when they are not explicitly express. This can help you understand them on a deeper level and to strengthen your bond. It's important to trust your intuition when it comes to your telepathic connection with someone. If you feel a strong pull towards them or a sense of knowing, it's likely that your connection is genuine. However, it is important to also use logic and reason in your interaction with them to maintain a healthy relationship. Feeling their presence, another sign of having a telepathic connection with someone is feeling their presence, even when they are not physically present. You may feel a sudden urge to call or text them, and often they will be thinking of you at the same time. This connection goes beyond physical proximity and can be felt even when you are miles apart. You may feel their energy or emotions as if they are right beside you, and this can be a comforting Feeling. It's important to note that feeling someone present does not necessarily mean they are thinking of you or having a telepathic connection with you. However, if you consistently feel their presence and have other signs of telepathy, it's worth exploring the possibility of a deeper connection. Telepathic bond. When you have a telepathic connection with someone, you both share a bond that is beyond words. This bond is unique and it's not something that can be easily explained. It is a connection that is felt deep within your soul. You may find that you can sense what the other person is feeling or thinking, even if they are not physically present with you. You may feel a strong urge to reach out to them when they are going through a tough time, or you may feel their presence when you are feeling lonely. This bond is not something that can be forced or created. It is something that develops naturally over time. It is the result of spending time with someone, getting to know them, and building a strong connection with them. Mind reading. Number 10. One of the most fascinating aspects of having a telepathic connection with someone is the ability to read their thoughts. Mind reading is not a superpower, but rather a natural ability that we all possess to some degree. When you have a telepathic connection with someone, this ability is enhanced, and you can pick up on their thoughts and emotions with ease. You may find that you can anticipate that what the other person is going to say before they say it, or you may be able to finish each other's sentence. You may also be able to sense their mood or the emotions without them even having to say anything at all. It is important to remember that mind reading is a mutual empathy. Another sign that you have a telepathic connection with someone is mutual empathy. This means that you can easily sense the emotions and feelings of the other person, and they can do the same for you. You both have a deep understanding of each other's emotion without the need for words. Synchronized actions. One of the most obvious signs of telepathic connection is when you and your partner start to exhibit synchronized action. This means that you and your partner may start to do things at the same time without any prior planning or coordination. For instance, you may both reach for your phones to call or text each other at the exact same moment, or you may both start to hum or sing the same song at the same time. These synchronized actions can happen in any context, from work or to leisure activities, and they can be quite surprising when they occur. These synchronized actions are a clear indication that you and your partner sync with each other at a deeper level. You are able to pick up on each other's thoughts and feelings and respond to them in a way that is almost intuitively. Always remember that. What is telepathy? Telepathy is the ability to communicate with others using only your mind. It's a form of extrasensory perception (ESP) that allows people to send and receive thoughts, feelings, and emotions without using any physical means of communication. Telepathy is often referred as a mind reading, but it is important to note that it's not about reading someone's thoughts like a book. Instead, telepathy is about sensing the energy and emotions that people emit and using the information to communicate. How telepathy connection forms. Telepathy connection can form between and two people, but they are most common between individuals who share a deep emotional bond. When two people are emotionally connected, they become more in tune to each other's energy and are better able to sense each other's thoughts and feelings. Telepathic connections can also form between people who have shared experience, such as traumatic events or a spiritual awakening. The formation of a telepathic, telepath, tele, telepathic connection is often gradual and can take time to develop. It requires a certain level of openness and receptive on both sides, as well as willingness to trust and communicate with each other on a deeper level. Some people may be more naturally inclined towards telepathy, while others may need to work on developing their abilities over time. Overall, telepathy connections can be a powerful tool for enhancing, communicating, and deepening relationships by learning to tap into your own telepathy abilities and connecting with others on a deeper level, you can unlock a whole new level of understanding intimacy in your relationship. I always remember that. I always remember that. That's what it basically means. But let's go back into 12 laws of karma. The law of focus is one of them that I like, but the law of responsibility. The law of responsibility is a reminder that you are the owner of what's happened to you in life. This is a great reminder that what is happening to you is happening because of you. This eliminates the possibility of going outside to find the roots of your problem. The law of responsibility is about taking responsibility for everything that happens in our life, including the less good things we handle, the way we live our lives, not someone else. We handle how we appear in the world and how we allow others to treat us and how we treat others. To enforce this law, you must take responsibility for the role you play in any situation. If there is a problem in a person's life, then there is a problem in them. We reflect what surrounds us, and what surrounds us reflects us. This is a universal truth. You have to take responsibility for what is in your life. Like the law of growth, the law of responsibility aims to teach you to take ownership of the good and the bad things you create rather than keep looking outside to find excuses. The people in the surrounding environments are your choices and your decisions. If something does not suit you, it is your responsibility to change it. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for the things you created. In this context, life mistakes are just as important as the success you benefit from. In fact, you learn the most from your mistakes. You are the product of the choices you make. You take ownership of what's happening. Don't make excuses, deal with the bad. You may not have control over everything that happens to you, but you can take responsibility for your responses to those things. I always remember that.